Welcome to Football with Vicky, where we don't just talk football, we breathe it, we feel it, we relive every role, every heartbreak, and every empire shattered under floodlights. Tonight, we are not just telling a story, we are marching through a legacy, one soaked in red, in chaos, and in pure blue vengeance. This is the story of how Chelsea Football Club didn't just survive in Europe, they destroyed its giants one by one. They silenced Messi, they broke Guardiola, they shocked Bayern in their own homes, they exposed Real Madrid's golden midfield era, they humiliated Juventus, and now in 2025 they crushed PSG, the reigning champion of Europe, in front of the world. And they did all this not with fairy tale squad, but with discipline, with timing, with pure ruthless execution. Let's rewind, let's relive. This is how Chelsea damaged European giants year by year. It was 2005. Barcelona were rising. Frank Rijkaard's men were poetic in possession. Ronaldinho was dazzling the world, and young Lionel Messi was preparing to explode. But in the round of 16, they met Jose Mourinho's Chelsea, a team with no care for style, only substance and only pain. After losing 2-1 at the Camp Nou, Chelsea returned to the Stamford Bridge like a storm ready to break. And in just 20 minutes, they exploded. Johnson pounced first, Lampard struck with a clinical finish, Duff raced forward and buried a third. Barcelona hit back, Ronaldinho danced, he scored a penalty, then delivered a toe-poked masterpiece. It was 3-2. The tie hung in chaos. Then, like destiny rising through smoke, John Terry leaped into the clouds and smashed home a header through the noise. Chelsea 4, Barcelona 2. Aggregate 5-4. Stamford Bridge erupted. The world stood stunned. The artists from Catalonia had been dismantled. Chelsea's first blow to Europe's elite had landed, and then Liverpool had haunted Chelsea in Europe. They did knock them out in 2005, again in 2007. Ghost goals, penalty breakup, Stamford Bridge pain. But in 2008, Chelsea drew them once more in the semi-finals, and this time, revenge had its date marked. After a tense 1-1 draw at Anfield, a second leg came alive under London lights. And in that match, trade brought a sweep for Frank Lampard. Just days after losing his mother, he stepped up to take a penalty. A stadium froze. He struck, he pointed skywards, tears flowed, so did the history. Chelsea won 3-2 after extra time. The red wall was broken. Chelsea, for the first time, marched into the finals. The demons were gone. And this was not just any Barcelona, this was Pep Guardiola's mission. Messi at his peak, Xavi and Iniesta pulling strings like composers. They weren't just winning, they were redefining football. But Chelsea, they didn't care. In the first leg, Drogba bullied the defense and struck one shot, one goal, 1-0. Then came Camp Nou, the temple, the theatre. Barcelona scored twice, Terry was sent off. Chelsea were down to 10. But just before halftime, Rames with the cool of Brazilian striker chipped Valdez with a goal that felt impossible. It was 2-1, Chelsea ahead on away goals. Barcelona attacked in waves, Messi struck the ball from the penalty spot, the world held its breath. Then in 92nd minute, Fernando Torres broke free. One touch, round the keeper, net triples, Barcelona's hearts shattered. Chelsea 3-2 on aggregate. Pep Guardiola's empire crumbled that night. Chelsea didn't just win, they ended an era. And then came the final in Munich. Bayern's own fortress. They had Robben, Ribéry, Lam, Neuer, Schweinsteiger. This was the crowning night. Chelsea were bruised, injuries, suspensions. They even started a rookie, Ryan Bertrand, in the midfield. Bayern were dominated, they peppered Peter Cech's goal, and finally Müller broke through in the 83rd minute. It looked over, finished, but Chelsea, they don't hold, they fight. In the 88th minute, a corner, Mata floated in it, and Drogba, the line of that movement, showed through the air, and there was a header, goal, and the scoreline was 1-1. Extra time came, Bayern won a penalty, Robben stepped up, Peter Cech denied him. Then penalties, Cech again saved them. Drogba walked to the spot, one step, one hit, one roar across Europe. Chelsea, the champions of Europe. In Bayern's own home, the trophy, stole in silence. Years later, a new era. Diego Simeone's Atletico were built to defend. La Liga leaders disciplined in human form, but Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea, they played with precision. Giroud's bicycle kick lit up the first leg. Ziyech and Emerson sealed the second. Atletico didn't just lose, they were taken apart. No passion, no chaos, just defeat. And then came Real Madrid. Three-time champions under Zidane. Cruz, Modric, Casemiro, Benzema, cold-blooded royalty. But Chelsea's engine, Kante rewrote every rule. He ran like 10 men, tackled like 20. 26 scored in Madrid, Mount scored in London. Real Madrid couldn't even breathe, and Chelsea 3-1 on aggregate. Zidane walked away, the golden midfield walked into history. The final in Porto, Tuchel vs Pep, billions vs blueprints. Mount split the defense with a single pass, Havertz controlled it, skipped past Ederson and rolled it into legend. Chelsea defended like warriors, City couldn't even score, and Chelsea, the champions of Europe, again with fury, with fire and with belief. The Italian giants Juventus arrived at Stamford Bridge with tradition, but with tradition means nothing against intensity. Chalobah scored, Reece James delivered the thunder, Hudson, Odoi and Werner made it 4-0 Juventus, worst ever UCL loss. Chelsea didn't play with them, they played through them. And then came the Club World Cup Final 2025. PSG were the kings of Europe, Champions League winners, Dembele on the wing, Vitina in the midfield and Donnarumma in the goal. Chelsea came through the Conference League, the side people laughed at, dismissed, but not for long. In the 22nd minute, Cole Palmer exploded into life, left foot, precision and goal. 8 minutes later, again same player, same outcome, same silence from PSG. Then came the third, Joao Pedro bent it into the corner like a painter finishing a masterpiece, and by half-time, Chelsea 3, PSG 0. Dembele stood stunned, Luis Enrique couldn't believe it, and Joao Neves was sent off after pulling Cucurella's hair. Luis Enrique clashed with Joao Pedro after the whistle, but nothing could erase it. Chelsea, FIFA Club World Cup winners, from Conference League to World Champions, they didn't just serve the Giants, they devoured them. Chelsea were never about building dynasties. They were never about being loud. They were about arrival, chaos, and pure impact. And when the moment came, they never missed. Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, Liverpool, and Man City, and now PSG. Each one dreamed, each one fell. This is Football with Vicky. If you live for nights like this, subscribe, like, share your favorite Chelsea takedown in the comments. Because Chelsea don't chase thrones, they bury them.